Hey, hello everyone. Guess what day it is? It is another Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday. And of course, I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. And here we are on the question another time. We are rolling out December. Yes. And I am so grateful that you showed up, I showed up, we showed up together. So, of course, tonight is not a regular night. I told you this before. Not every Thursday is the same. So this is what's going to happen tonight. Poetry slam. We are going to slam the words. Yes. So let's get the rhythm in because we're going to take it out and take it in. So if you are ready, then we are ready for you. So if your first time is today, these are the three things or four things that we normally do here. One, if you look up there, that way, you see that it says live. Simply means you are in the live audience. And if you're in the live audience, now is your time to share the live and invite someone in the audience with you. Two, get yourself a pen, pencil, and piece of paper so you can write down information because we drop golden nuggets right here, juicy contents right here. And three, what is it? Get yourself something to drink. I don't know what you drink. Could be water, juice, soda, tea, wine. Whatever it is, tonight is where we really gonna need something to drink. So I want to welcome you another time right here on the question. What is your question? Drop it in the comments and we will take it from here. Tonight, I have 2 points coming and they're going to take the words on the road. Hey, there might be a little surprise. I might just squeeze in something that's surprising to you. I love to give surprises. And this is what happened on Thursday. Anything can happen on Thursday. So I want to welcome you to this episode. Poetry night, we call it. So if you're a poet, if you're a poet at heart like myself, then of course, this is how we're going to do. I see over there, we see Julia. Julia, welcome, darling. Welcome to another episode of The Question. So tonight we are going to roll down. You heard the rules. Again, up there, it says live, share with someone, invite someone. Don't be selfish. This is a time for giving, okay? Give the space for someone else to come in. Tonight, let's see. We have two guests coming up, 2 points. And because we have 2 points, I am going to bring up the Queen Sister first. The Queen Sister is rolling in, and I'm going to give her an opportunity to introduce herself. Let us know where she's tuning in from. But let me tell you, I'm going to welcome her back. This is where I said, welcome home, darling. Welcome home. So let me welcome our very first guest as she roll in. Darling, how are you?
I am great. How are you, beautiful?
I am doing fabulous. Welcome back home.
Thank you for having me again. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Thank you for welcoming me back.
Yes, this is what happened. This is home. This is home where I said, come back home. Let us dine together once more. It was a pleasure having you, and it's still a pleasure having you here. This is what we do, family.
Yes.
So introduce yourself. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, we say it's poetry night. So we know you're coming with what?
Some poetry for sure.
Hey! So I need some snapping of finger emoji, some clapping of hands emoji, some dancing emoji in the comment section. Let's get ready. Tell us where you're tuning in from, darling.
All right. My name is Kayvonna, and I'm actually tuning in from Michigan, from a small city called River Rouge outside of Detroit, Michigan. So I'm here in the Midwest. We don't have any snow today. I'm kind of sad because I wanted some snow for Christmas, just a little bit. But so this is where I am. I love poetry. Poetry is my thing. It is definitely a gift, and I'm so grateful for it. I've written a couple of books so far, 2 poetry books. And actually, I just wrote a children's book, which is also poetry as well. So anytime I get to share out my gift, I am up for it, because it's not just for me to keep to myself, which I did for many, many years. It's for me to share. So anytime I get the opportunity, I'm ready to go. So do you want me to start now? All right. Well, I did want to tell a little bit more about ISpitInk, which is basically a open mic type event thing that I do with other poets, and I call it ISpitInk because that's what we're doing. We're spitting ink. We are sharing creative words, and it is faith-based. So we do a lot of Christian poetry, uplifting poetry, things that make you think a bit. So we're always trying to get everyone involved in that way. In poetry, bringing people out in the neighborhood and just letting them know that creative arts is here and we are here to stay, and we have a voice and we have something that we want to share with the world. So that's my spiel about myself.
And that's her story, and she's sticking to it.
And that's my story.
So before we go, because of course, before we go into anything, we are not doing no regular interview. We want to see the books that you have, if you do have your books.
Yes, I do. Okay, I was actually going to grab my children's book too, so I have that one. So
okay.
My very first book that I published is this book here. It's called Rise Above the Clouds. And it was my first collection of poetry that I published. So there's a lot of different types of poetry in here, a lot of like inspiration, some hard things, you know, things that I went through and I put in here. So this is the first one that I published here. The second book is called 40 Days and 40 Nights from Brokenness to Restoration. And this one, I would say, was one of my hardest ones to share, because a lot of it, there was a lot of personal things in this poetry, right? It took a lot of, I don't know, a tearing to share it. You know, a lot of tears went in here. But like I said before, I know it's meant for me to share, not just to keep to myself, to help someone else, right? To inspire someone, to encourage somebody like, hey, I went through this. I went through it. You can get through it. Let's do this.
Right.
And then the last one I published is actually a children's. I've actually published this one during the pandemic. And it's a children's book about the 4 fallen seasons. It's a children's book, but it's also a poetry book. So still keeping in that vein. This is one of my favorites too, because the artwork was actually done by a child. Her name is May. She's from Florida. I think she's 12 now, but I think she was like 10, turning 11. But she hand painted these pictures in this book. So this is a cover she did. And she sent them to me, and I was able to publish a book. So shout out to May in Florida. May Green. Nope, not May Green. What's the last name? Williams. So yeah. So those are my current published books that I have right now. So they're of course available on Amazon. Shameless plug. At Walmart on Walmart online. So, but yeah, I love poetry. I did it for free, so I know I love it. But now I can get paid to do it. So why not? And thank God for it.
Listen, when God gave us our gifts, He didn't just like, please hold it as a souvenir. No.
Right. Nope.
He wants us to share what
Pour it out.
Awesome. Like, why are you holding on to that? We don't hold on to our gifts. We share our gifts. And that is why this platform is created, to welcome people like you.
Exactly. Yep. And it is a awesome platform. I'm so appreciative of the time.
So what? So give us one from each book.
Okay, one from each book. So I'm going to start with my first book. I didn't pick out which one I was going to share. That was crazy.
That's fine.
But, all right. I think I have an idea. Okay, so for my first book, The Rise Above the Clouds. I got to share this. And this was one of my favorite because I wrote it was basically a tribute to Maya Angelou. And the reason this one kind of stands out is because the year that I wrote this tribute was also the year that she passed away. So it had like a double like inspiring moment to me, because in the process of writing this, she actually had passed away. So she's one of my favorite poets. And I, some of the things she went through for our abuse, like growing up, like I can relate to some of those things. And so I know just her inspiration and her life have inspired me. So I'm going to go ahead and spit some ink on this part. So the title of this poem is called She Played It Out, a tribute to Maya Angelou. Wise eyes whose journey goes beyond most human visibility and strength. Writing that resonates in my heart of hurt. Laughter, confidence, and power to face unknown possibilities. Possibilities. All things are possible. I can do all things. She reminded many of the possibility. Although Philippians 4:13 laid out the foundation over 2,000 years ago by the promise keeper, she echoed the promise beyond the wilderness to a people who lacked the ability to interpret the simple ink droplet on dirt-stained paper, which read, "Sign here." She towered over many in stature and voice, yet she still had to rise in order to be heard in a nation that deafened its ear to the screams in the ghettos of Harlem and the red clay roads of Georgia. Her lyrical dance in spoken word crescendos, accompanied by pure Southern slang, gave place and setting to a new representation in the high era and days of Harlem Renaissance jazz movement. God put the key in her hand and she turned the lock. I'm glad I'm out. So glad to be me. So glad to be free. Free to write it, speak it, name it, claim it, and rearrange it. She laid it out for her. He laid it out for her to play it out. And I am glad to be a stagehand. Encore, encore. All right. So that's the first piece I want to share with you. Like I said, I love Maya Angelou. She is definitely a inspiration to me. So my next book, 40 Days and 40 Nights. Like I said, when I, kind of introduced this book, it came out of a lot of things that were very personal to me. So, it took a little to get me to actually publish this one. So the piece that I want to share out of this book is entitled, as I'm thinking of actually the one that I really want to share. It's called Garbage Day. So this one is actually my friend Patrice. It's like her favorite poem. And this one came about, every poem, of course, has a backstory. I was just thinking about Facebook. Sometimes people come on Facebook and they talk about this and they talk about this and they share this and they don't share this. And so one day I was just scrolling and I was like, I want to share this poem, and it's called Garbage Day. So let me just go ahead and share it. Garbage Day. It's garbage day every day, somewhere in the world, all the time. I don't want your garbage to show up on mine. See, we all have problems and concerns that get in the way, but I am not the elected official for Garbage Day. If I invited you into my space, that's voluntary submission. I've just given you garbage dumping permission. So that my metaphors and rhyming verses won't get in the way, let me give you some real talk about Garbage Day. See, garbage is all the negative and whining about what life has done. Some people whine when it's cloudy, then they whine if it's too much sun. They have a tantrum when they don't get their way, then they go on Facebook and other media and commits to Garbage Day, leaving cups open with dirt about their ex and his new boo flowing out. I mean, if you don't care so much, why is it all you talk about? Crumbled up wrappers with sticky gum exposing you could be crazy and cool. Then 10 minutes later, a post that makes you look like a fool with a hashtag, don't judge me. You could have written a book with your status updates. We have read your whole life because you laid it out like 10 full buffet plates. Then you get mad when someone hits the reply, like they picked the lock on your diary and exposed a lie. A diary, what a notion. It's become a lost art. Now we trust Facebook with all of our vulnerable parts. The enemy has the airwaves and is using them as his puppets and props. We have replaced prayer and worship with selfie time, status updates, and Photoshop. apps, quizzes, and media testimonies. Yes, it can be an awesome tool, but also very time consuming. Don't be distracted and miss the most important update of all. Jesus is soon to return. No reply needed at all. Garbage day. So sometimes I'm like, about sharing that one. I'm giving some snaps, but it's true, right? We got to give some time. We got to make sure we're giving that devotional time to God. Yes, he wants us. We go on Facebook. We do great testimony on Facebook. It could be great. This is a great opportunity. We got to make sure we're being helpful to one another, right? So this last one is actually my children's book. So I'm just going to share a short part. And the reason I wrote this book called The Four Falling Seasons, because if you think about the seasons, you know, in Michigan, we get everything. Sometimes we can have everything in one day. It can be sunny, it can be rainy, it can be snowy, you know, it can be windy. So every season, something falls. In the winter, the snow falls. In the summer, we got the sun rays falling on us, right? In the spring, we have the rain. And in the fall time, we have the leaves. So that's where the four falling season comes from. So I'm going to share with you, how about, because it's winter time, we just stepped into winter, right? I'm going to share the piece about winter. So let me get to it here. And like I said, this picture here, my artist is a 11-year-old. She did an awesome job. Winter. Soft flakes falling like a ballerina dancing while branches lay nestled under a blanket of snow. Winter. In winter falls the snow so cold, yet warming to the eye. The snowflakes all so different shaped and unique, like you and I, right? So I think that was a great point to end on, because we are all unique, right, in our own ways, and we have all our own gifts. And I'm grateful that God saw fit. Nothing that I did, right? I don't deserve it. I couldn't earn it, but he saw fit for me to be a poet, and I'm happy he did. So thanks for letting me share out to you.
Yeah, emojis, you got the snapping emojis. I think it's the clapping emoji, the dancing emoji. Drop them in your comments. Yes, drop them in. The dancing one, whatever one it is, just drop it in. Because, honey, yes, that garbage day, I was like,
yeah, that's my best friend's favorite. It is definitely her favorite.
I was like, I'm like, oh.
Right? I know. I was like, Lord, do I really want to put this in the book? I'm not sure. I do? Okay. Let's do it.
Excuse me? Like what? Like, yes. And that's it. Truth be told.
Yeah.
Truth be told. And that's it. Simple. So if you like whichever, we just did 3. I like garbage day. So if whatever you like, Julie, just drop it in so we can know which one you like. So, you know, we might have to read it again. But honey, that garbage day, I'm writing, look, I'm feeling like, what? Like, wait, what happened? I don't tell you, when you come here, you must come ready. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't be ready. Come ready, because this is what happened here. It's a poetry night, but it's still juicy contents.
Yeah.
We're still dropping juicy contents here and golden nuggets, because for you to sit there and write something about garbage day, listen, everybody, please take notes of what just happened. I'm not sharing my notes with nobody. I'm just gonna
keep it to yourself.
I'm keeping my notes to myself, because I already told you in the beginning to have your stuff ready, because my notes is right here, because we go over that. But those were awesome. Those were absolutely awesome. Like, yes. And like I said, we're poets. You poet, I'm poet at heart, okay? You publish poet. I'm just poet at heart. I do what I do. When I do it, I just do it with my gift. I stay in my lane, honey. I'm a writer.
Okay. Look, I got you. That's what I say. I'm staying in my lane.
I stay right in my lane. People, please learn how to stay in your lane. I write a few things, but listen, I stay right in my lane, and you got to know where your lane is and know how to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Because we oftentimes try to be like somebody else, and that's not your lane. Yeah. That is not your lane. So listen, if you know how to U-turn that way, know how to move. Yeah. Stay within your thing. And look, because I'm a poet at heart, I might read one of mine, because I do have one written here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do have a couple written, but I'm like, yeah, I stay my little. That's gonna be my little treat for y'all tonight.
There you go.
I'm gonna read one of mine, my very own, is sitting right here. So, darling, tell us where we can get those books.
Okay, so right now those books, they are available on Amazon online, also Walmart online, Barnes and Nobles, and I have my own website at www.riseaboveclouds.com, so they're available there as well. And then if you follow me on my Facebook page and Instagram, both of them are Rise Above Clouds, you'll get all the updates on books, details. You'll get discounts if you order from me there. Like if you DM me, we can set it up and we can get like discounts and things through there. So yeah, definitely.
Hello, people. Get it in. Get all our social media, get all our information. Follow this beautiful queen right here. Because believe me, she got some stuff. And before we close out tonight, she's going to come back and she's going to drop another word. Bomb. Right here.
Love it. Love it.
Woo! Like I said, I'm holding on to my notepad. I'm holding to mine, and that children's book was beautifully illustrated.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Oh my goodness.
She is very gifted. Yeah, she is definitely.
And you have pictures inside of the book?
Yeah, I have. Okay, so this is the cover she did here. Yeah. So she did the picture for fall. This is fall.
Oh.
Yeah, she hand painted them and scanned them to me. So she did that by hand. You see that beautiful how she did the sunset?
Wow.
With all the different colors and how the sun, I mean, she did beautiful. And then this was her winter. She hand painted them. So if you're looking for an illustrator, you want to get a kid involved.
Wow.
May is the one.
Wow. So listen, audience, if you have a children's book you're working on, or you know someone who's potentially going to be an author for children's book, queen right here.
Reach out to me. I will get you May Williams. She's from Florida. She's awesome. Her brother even writes and draws comics. Her younger brother, he's younger than her. So they are just a gifted family. I actually went to like high school with her mom, and they moved down to Florida. And we just keep connecting. And when I found out she could do that, I'm like, hey, I want to work with. I love working with kids. Kids are so honest. They're like, no, yeah, maybe. They're like, I don't know if that'll work.
They're telling.
They have nothing to lose. They like, they just gonna tell you, nah. I'm like, okay.
No, they're
thanks for being honest. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm like, okay.
Look, if some of us be honest, we'll have a better world.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If some of us go back into the child mind state, we have a better world.
Yes.
I'm only saying.
That is so true.
I am only saying, stop acting all grown and go in a child mind and see how pure it is in there.
Yeah, right. They have so much creativity too, Don't put limits on the kids because of how young they are. Like they can help do stuff right now, They can create right now. So
I mean, they're in their pure state right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When we were born in that same slate. Born in the way like creative stuff. You remember back in like probably elementary school, you draw the stick man and all that good stuff. Yes.
That's right.
That's right.
All that abstract art, all that abstract art with all these colors and lines. You're like, whoa, okay, you got a lot going on here. Hey, it's Picasso. We let them be.
And that's how you express yourself. And that is expressing yourself. And that's what we do here. I love when my creatives show up and love when my creatives express themselves. And this is what happened right here on the question. So again, audience, if you need to get in touch with my queen sister right here, you heard her information, follow her, support her, get her books. And if you're a children author, potentially, get the illustrator who did that last book. Queen, congratulations on all those 3 books. Do not leave. We are going to call you right back.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here. You heard those poetry. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm trying to write. I got stuck with garbage day and forget everything else. And all I remember is just the illustration of the children's book. So again, if you are writing down, if you heard three poetry just now, 3 poems. If you are writing and if you are paying attention, let us know which one was your favorite. We might call her back to repeat your favorite, but we just gonna bring her back for something else. So let me know which one was your favorite. So before we bring our next guest up, like I said, I like Thursday. Thursday lets you do different things right here in the question. So I am going to grace you with one of mine, my very own. Yes, you probably didn't know that I write poems. I do. So if you didn't know, now you know. I am going to read to you one of mine. And it's called To Be Free. To be who you were created to be a wife or a husband, to stay faithful and obedient, to decide to leave your family and be with someone else, to accept, deny the good, bad, or the ugly, to love, dislike, disguise, or disagree, to smile with someone who think it is a difficult task, to challenge or give up, to be strengthened, to laugh loudly, softly, maybe, to listen attentively. And this one is dedicated to anyone who feels that they are in bondage. That's from my very own collection. See, you never know what happened here on the Question on Thursday. So while we are sitting here, we are going to welcome our next guest coming to us with his wonderful work. And of course, as we go along, I might put in one more of mine. I do have a couple right here. See, that's what happens when you show up on the question. You never know how you're going to be served. I might give you another one of mine. I do have them sitting right here. Yes. So let us welcome our next guest. Nolan, are you there? Okay, while we're waiting for him to come in, again, if you do have question, of course the show is called a question, drop your question in the comment section. So as we welcome our next guest coming to us with his wonderful work, listen again, the live is up there, share the live, get your pen, get your pencil, get your devices, write it down. Juicy contents, golden nuggets is what we drop here. So here we are as we welcome our next guest. My brother, how are you?
Doing well. And I know that after the show and stuff, I will be following ISpitInk. And we're going to connect and maybe collaborate or do some things. Maybe want to collaborate with you as well. You never know.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we support each other. That's how we build together. That is the whole point of this platform. For us to learn how is it to build and grow and support each other. That's what it is. Connection. So tell us where you are tuning in from and tell us about your work.
I am in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I reside. I've been here for about 16, 17 years, originally from New York. I don't know if you can tell by my accent, but I live in Atlanta, but I'm from New York, and I always want to represent. So, yeah, always got to represent up top. We call it up top. You go to New York, you go up top.
Like up north.
Up north. Well, they say up north. I call it up top.
Up top, up north, hey, New York.
Correct.
York is the place. Yes. So I'd like to say welcome back. Welcome home.
Thank you for having me back. I had a really good time when I was on the last time. So when you put the invitation, I was like, let me just reach out to her and see. And you was like, come on back. We'll let her have
This
you,
is
but
home, darling.
glad
This
to
is
be back.
home. This is what we do. This is home. When you're ready to come back, you come back. Yes.
Absolutely.
So I love it. I love it. We tonight is Poetry Night. You got some good work put out there. How many books do you have out there?
I have 3 published books of poetry, and tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them in reverse. I'm going to start with my latest book and go back to the first one because my latest book is called Life Between the Words. And as ISpitInk said, this was a difficult book to write because at the time that I was writing the book, my daughter passed, my brother passed, and my mother was in the midst of suffering from cancer with the onset of Alzheimer's. So it was a difficult time, and I had to, like she said, when you're pouring out what's inside of you, um, it was cathartic for me because I was able to get the pain out. So that helped me out because I was going through some things, and then recently this past summer my mom passed away, and then right a couple of months later in October my ex-mother-in-law passed. So I know a lot of people that are listening in tonight have either they know someone or they know someone else that has passed from either COVID or certain things. We're in a serious season right now with all the stuff that's going on. So what I tell people when I get a chance, stay woke. Because there's a lot of things that you need to pay attention to. And I love the fact that she's faith-based poet. I'm also a faith-based poet. And I noticed that you drop Jesus and God and the Lord in what you do. And when you do that, you do the right thing. People may not find it popular, people may not like it, but if you're doing the right thing, God will bless what you're doing. And you'll reach the
Exactly. We're not
people
here to seek popularity.
and you'll reach the people that you need to reach.
Exactly. Because we're not here for you to be popular. We are here to give a message. And when you acknowledge God, God will acknowledge you. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's difficult
Just simple.
sometimes because we're imperfect and we get influenced by what's going on in the world. So it's hard sometimes to because you can't turn the noise off. You turn the TV on, you step out your door to go outside, it's all around you. So to maintain that, you have to constantly, it's a moment to moment thing. It's not, oh, I'm gonna put it off to tomorrow. No, you got to be dealing with because even in your mind, you got things going on. So it's a 24/7 thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes. So you got 3 books, and we are going to let you take it from here and give us one from
Okay.
each.
No problem. So I'm going to start off with the third book, Life Between the Words. And the one that I've selected is called A Word to Marinate. Words endowed with power, used to birth verbal monsters, pushing the positive into basements where ignorance is the only light. False hope leading to an impenetrable darkness. Light does exist, but it seems to be under control of man who use it as he sees fit to enslave, giving rhetoric to murder and maim, justify just to justify lies as truth. All around us, the physicality is real. Appears that no escape is in sight. Even the words reverberate on deaf ears. There is a hunger for real words, hearing, but the words are empty. No flavor, no taste. Palates conditioned to feast on hate, stuffing us with calories of lies, the diet of fools. A humble meal is there as well. Simple ingredients, when ingested on a regular basis, will change the way and what you will ingest. Energy and a desire to live right grows. Healthy speech of love will become what we articulate, an abundance of words that can defeat darkness, hate, and cruelty. And that piece was written just to say a marination of words because we know how words can be spun to create certain narratives. We've lived through it. I don't want to go into all the political stuff and things,
Mm-hmm.
but people use words to get you to think a certain way and manipulate and do things that are not good. And if you feast on that and if you ingest that, you'll end up in places that you never thought you can end up at. That's why we need to feed on his word because it's truth. And that's where that particular poem comes from.
Yes. And what was the name of that poem?
The name of that poem is A Word to Marinate.
Okay. So let's hear another one.
This was going to come from my second book, which is Journey to the Poetic Light, Illuminations. And each of these pieces have to do with light in some form. Inner light, outer luminance, dim, and new light. Because all my poetry has to end positively, because as a believer, I know that we have the victory, even though it may not seem that we don't have it. If we continue to do the right thing, what's our reward? If we're a believer, it's eternal life. As compared to this temporary situation. Yeah, I'm enjoying life. I enjoy being alive, but I know that the ultimate goal is to praise and have glory unending, which can't compare to what we have here. This poem is Sometimes I Cry. And this is the one dealing with outer luminance, things that I see that make me sad at times and melancholy. Sometimes I cry. Life as the weather moves to a new season. Summer leaves before saying goodbye. Her warmth and light fades away. Thoughts of sunshine brings rain of tears. My sadness rises and I cry. Uncontrolled and through my humanity, I know my Father wants me to be happy, but the burden of life wears on me. Where am I in this life? Disappointments and regrets. So I cry from deep inside myself. A flood of memories shakes me. Financial handcuffs imprison my dreams. Reaffirming, I pray. Faith wipes away my tears. Prayer soothes my mind. The Spirit fills and feeds my soul. Again, I start to cry. Tears of joy because of blessings received and the ones to come.
Listen, yes. There's a deep section that you just mentioned. I cry from deep inside.
Because that's how sometimes we feel. And sometimes I go through points in my life where I think about my mortality. I think about the ones that I've loved that are no longer here. But I have to put it in perspective because I'm going to go through dark times, but I know that there's always light. And a lot of times the darkness that we go through is temporary if we make the change and if we allow Him to step in. A lot of times people going through addiction, all different types of darkness, but what happens is they look to man to be redeemed, and man can't give you that. He'll just disappoint you and basically keep you where you are. The only way that you can get out of that is to look above and to look for God's hand to bring you out. So even though I cry, I know that there's better times coming. I know that there's redemption. I know that there's light, or I know that there's sunshine after the storm passes. So that's one of my favorite pieces.
I like that. I really, really love that. I really, really love that piece. That is just like, yes, yes, like, and we oftentimes cry from deep within ourselves.
And no one hears.
Sometimes we smile, but we're crying from deep inside, and that's it.
And no one
Nobody see
knows.
the tears.
And no one knows. And we try to find a place. Okay, where can I release this? Where can I put it? Because
Yes,
it it's making me, yeah, I'm smiling in front of friends. People think everything is okay. And
yes,
inside, what do we see now during the pandemic? People losing lives, people depressed, people anxiety, people committing suicide because they don't have hope. And when you don't
yes.
have hope, the despair comes in. And once despair comes in, you're doing things or you find yourself in places and situations that you never thought you would find yourself.
Mm, yes. Ooh wee.
Yeah, I
Words
got a little
got
deep.
power, I
Get
tell
get a
you.
little deep sometimes. Sometimes I get a little deep.
Words are powerful. That's what I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the next one?
The last one is going to come from my first book of poetry, which is Into My Rotation collection
Mm.
of slides. So this one has significance because the day that I received my copies, my granddaughter was born. My first grandchild was born on the same day that these books arrived. So
Wow.
this has a special place for me. And
Wow.
let's see. I'm going to do one for relationships because at the time that I wrote this book, I was single. So this is for all the folks out there who are single and looking for someone to be with or someone to love in the right way. This one is called Cool Night Sky, and this is another one of my favorites. As I gaze into the heavens, I think of you. The simple sky is that rich midnight blue, sprinkled with the white specks of light. The moon burns its luminance onto my upward countenance, overwhelmed with the vastness of the space above, endless possibilities of the future that we want to share, riding on the wave of meteors from galaxy to galaxy. Starlight reaching me tonight that started thousands of years before, just reaching me at the precise moment and the time criterion. No need to understand the science of this, just take in the natural beauty of what God has created. So much that we don't need to understand or analyze. Love is common. Love is the common band, like the lines that join the constellations. Just listen to the sky. It is silent, yet speaks to the heart of my being. As I gaze to the heavens, I think of you. My senses are vibrant, seeing eyes, touching air, smelling at the night sky, hearing the quiet of space, feeling your heart. It's truly that easy for me. No need to have the knowledge of why. The beauty is just to accept that it is. Thoughts that pass beyond our understanding. My heart tells me to simply love you as much as I see when I look into the heavens.
Woo!
So you know where I was at that particular time.
Woo! Woo! Listen. Woo! Okay. People, I don't tell you. I get something to drink. I have to drink.
And the name of that one was A Cool Night Sky.
The cool night sky. Listen,
Cool Night
I have to
Sky.
drink something. I have to drink something here. I don't know what you're drinking, but you need to sip. Yes, that one was like, woo! All
So
right.
we brothers can also be romantic as well, sisters.
Listen,
Brothers can be romantic too now.
I am telling you, bro, you went in and I was trying to keep up by taking a little note. But my little note was just like, forget it, just listen. Just listen, because you went in and you mentioned love is common. And then you mentioned feeling your heart. But I ain't gonna look, I'm not gonna touch all of that, but that
Thank you.
that wait, how did you what inspired you to write that one?
That one was written because at the time I just was thinking about finding someone to love, and I wasn't really seeing anybody at that particular time. So I just happened to be standing outside at the time. The place that I was living at had a deck on the backyard, and I was just standing outside looking at the sky one night. And where I was at, there was no light, so the sky was super bright because of the darkness, and I just was taking it all in, and then the words just started to come.
Brothers and sisters, out there or seeking that person, speak it. Speak it and believe it. That's all I'm going to say regarding that. There's nothing I can say. That's all I'm going to say regarding that. If you are out there and you're seeking that person, your person, speak it. It don't have to be in poems, but speak it, write it down, write it so it can come through. And I would believe you did receive that person.
Eventually, yes.
Oh,
For
right, that's what
4
I'm
years now,
saying.
eventually it did happen. Because when you put it out in the universe, or when you put it out there like that and you put God into it, that's the other thing. The other thing is as these words are coming, I have to put it in perspective because I understand that in order for that person to come, I have to be right. I have to be rooted in truth in order to attract what I've been asking for to come. If you're not in the right place, you're going to attract things that's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out well for you. So when I wrote this, just looking at the night sky and just taking in his glory and looking at his glory and then looking at how small I am compared to it and not worrying about well, how does it get there? That wasn't important. Important is what's in here.
I'm not drinking anything. Right now, right now, this is what is going to happen at this moment. I'm going to bring Kayvonna on the screen, my darling.
Okay, that last poem, I think I need to read that to my husband tomorrow night.
Honey, I said I gotta bring sister back. Like
I said, instead of a devotional reading, I'm gonna read something to you tonight, honey.
That's it. Like
it's blessed. The bedroom is not defiled. I am a married woman. Hallelujah.
Like, listen, things gonna have to change up a little bit here. I need to borrow Nolan's poem. Hold on a second. Woo!
I love everything.
That wants to see it. I don't mind you using it, but you got to get the book.
Okay, I got you. I'm going to get the book. I am getting the book.
And I have, and I devoted a whole section because what I did with the first book, the way it came together was I had written all the poems. I had like 200 poems. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, how does it fit? So we used to say, we used to shoot pool every weekend. And I'd be like, well, what's your rotation this weekend? And, that's the title, Into My Rotation.
Ooh,
so
yes.
That's how the title came. And then with the book, most books have chapters. Okay, chapter 1, these poems. Chapter 2, I did it in rotations. First rotation, second rotation, third and fourth. So it began rotations. And then the first rotation was spiritual because that is my priority.
Yeah.
Second rotation was introspective. I wanted the people to know who I am. So I did a lot of introspective poetry to kind of share myself outward.
Yeah.
Third was observational. When I look into the world, what and how do I see it? And I know that the way I look at things may be different, but maybe similar to the way other people look at things. And then the last part of it was relationships. Because at the time I was single and the poems just started flowing. I was talking to people, and as I'm talking, different flows and different moods. And
I love that.
Especially from a male perspective, because I know sisters, I got the romance down pat, but I have to represent the brothers and let them know the brothers can put down some words now too. So.
Yeah. And I love it because I could see everything that you were saying. Like I felt like I was there and I could see everything. And I was just like the only thing I wrote down was the title. I couldn't write down anything because I was enjoying the experience of the poem. I was in it. Like, wow, this is beautiful.
And that makes me happy and glad because that's the type of feedback that I crave. I don't get that. When I post some things, sometimes I get, I like it. Okay, you like it. But the fact that you said how, hey, Nolan, when you was reading, I was where you were standing.
Yes.
I was there. I was there. I felt I was there. It was an experience like, wow, like that was amazing.
That's
why I want to go back. So I got to get your book so I can go back and bring my husband with me this time. Okay. Bring him home to the trip.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
that
it.
was
No, that means a
beautiful.
lot, especially coming from two sisters that write poetry. So you understand the flow,
That, yeah.
words, the sayings, and things. And then the words, when I reread it sometimes the lines jump out at me. I'm like, man, you wrote that?
You're like, you wrote
I hear
that?
that when
Like,
you wrote
That
yeah.
that.
was
Because, you know,
yeah. Yes.
Word.
Yes.
Listen, honey, I was trying my best to just like, let me focus, but let me write. And I couldn't just like, all I heard was love is coming, and I was going.
now
I
see,
was going after
that
that.
was
I was
just
like, forget
one.
it.
I have more, but
Wow. Definitely will be
Listen.
getting those poems. We're gonna we got our couple devotional reading, and then we're gonna read one Noah's poem. Okay. Got it.
Listen, honey, switch things up, baby. Switch things up. Switch things up and let things
Love
like listen, today we are not gonna do the regular stuff. We're gonna change up a little bit.
it.
Word. You see, but this is what I like with our brothers. Brothers, if you're listening, be romantic. We love it. Please come out there, say a word or two. You don't have to be like Nolan. You don't have to be like him, but say something where you take us there. We want to be taken somewhere. We want to be, oh, okay. We want you to take us somewhere. We don't want you
That's
to
what
just
you
like,
want to do,
oh,
fellas. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to speak the words, and after the words speak, there's silence because she is moved by what you just said. And when she doesn't speak after what you just said, you know you dug in. You dug in. And now if she speaks right after, nah, it ain't really hitting it. But if she's quiet and
woo.
speechless,
Yeah,
you
because we digested.
yeah. I'm gonna leave it right there.
we,
That's it.
we, dig- we digested. Listen, brother, give us something to digest. That's all we're trying to say. We out here, we do what we're doing as sisters, but brothers, we need something to digest. Don't just like, hey, no, we need to digest the thing. Let us sit there like, oh.
Y'all got me all pumped up and hyped up now because now I have another one I want to read, but I don't want to interrupt your show.
Now listen here, because we still got time, and we still got time to hear one more from each of you. So look, while I'm still digesting Nolan's,
Well,
while I'm still digesting
I'm gonna
that,
give you another one to digest on. So you need to hold that one down. But this one I think is apropos for the evening. So just let me do this
all
one
right. So
and then we're gonna go.
you're gonna close us out with that
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say maybe
I
I
want to
should
get her to
go and then
close, but I want to
you
get
want.
this one because like you guys on that
Okay,
team,
I'll
I got
close,
one
but I'm
more.
ready. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, stay on screen now. Y'all stay on screen. This one was when I was dealing with someone and the feelings of the relationship brought this piece. This piece is called Season of Beloved. Exhale. The time is now. Alone, waiting for the season to finally arrive, shedding the stiffness of winter to hug and kiss the sun. She is the warmth and the brightness that melts and vanquishes the cold. Feeling her embrace like the cool evening breeze, soothing and refreshing to my soul. Curves as clouds riding the horizon of sunset, undulating across the sky. Smiles from a countenance beaming as the full moon on a wonderful summer night. This is the season of the love. Weathered storms of others who wanted to break my spirit, said that I would never say that I would never be in the season of happiness, prophesied doom and destruction of my world, sowing the seeds of faith and patience prepared me to receive her. I pray that this season lasts for the harvest of my love and life, for I am now reaping in the season of beloved.
Wow, that is beautiful. That
You see, fellas, you see how they pause before they spoke? So you see how it works.
yeah, you could. Yeah, I can see that as well. I can see like the seasons, like the struggle that may have like happened or things, but just
Until you
it's
find your beloved.
yeah, yep. Wow.
Until you find,
It's worth it. Yeah, that's beautiful. That could be like a story. I see that as a story. Like I see that.
This was way before I met my wife. This was way before, years before.
Wow.
But I was in that mode, in that moment,
Jeez.
and it just came to me, Season of Beloved.
I love that. That was beautiful. That could be like a short story. Like I could see people acting that out.
Wow.
Like
yeah.
on a YouTube video, you know how they have the words, and I can just see the struck. Like, oh, yeah. I watch it.
Because you just think of the
music. Yeah, it's just like, yep.
And then I put that nice little smooth voice behind it.
There you go.
Yeah,
you gotta market. You gotta do that one.
You gotta put that on. Yes.
I appreciate you guys. You know,
yes, you gotta put that.
Yeah, allowing me to read now. That's those two are out of the first book. So if you want to get them, fellas, you got to order the book.
Listen, people, fellas, go get that book. Get in touch with my brother right here because you might learn a thing or two.
Get the book, fellas.
You might learn a thing.
I'm gonna have to buy some of these married men over here. I know this book. I don't know my brother. He's single, and I don't know if he would use it correctly. No, you're not even dating anyone. But yeah, I'm definitely going to. Yep, I would definitely be patronizing.
And the thing about the beauty of the poetry is that when you're really feeling those type of, it could be whatever, melancholy, joyful, sad. When you really feeling it, and when it comes out, that for me, that's the validation for me. When I wrote the piece, and when people would read it, they would respond and resonate. So for me, it's like, okay, Nolan, the words you put down move someone. And if it moves someone, then your gift is what God is giving you. And you're using it the way you're supposed to be using it.
That's it.
There you go. There you go. You're not here to impress, you're here to inspire. That's that.
And it was written for that particular person. You know, we're no longer together, but that poem transcends that. And you could just plug it, piece and plug. And it's kind of how he got it, because a lot of times the words would just come out and I would finish it and I would go back and look at it and go, well, I don't have to do anything. Because when I wrote that one, it did one draft. I didn't have to go back.
Wow.
Change anything.
That's amazing.
Change anything around. It was just, and that was the amazing part of the journey. That how can I write something and I don't have to do anything to it? Sometimes I'll have to go back, take a line out, put another line in. But when that certain pieces come, you know what I'm talking about. The piece will just come out and either the title of words will come. And that's how it is.
Well, and look, and that's that. and that. Well, what was that? Bugs Bunny. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Yeah.
And let me just say, that shameless plug, that my books, again, like ISpitInk, are available on Amazon, and you can also go to my website where all 3 books are available on NolanHollowayJr.com.
Yeah, we're going to type in those information as we go along.
And I definitely want ISpitInk's information for sure.
Awesome. Woo! Yes, you definitely got to connect.
You know, I have yours already, host. So you already know we connected. I'll be watching your stuff and seeing the stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Woo! So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to close down with my darling queen sister right here. Because after my brother, I don't know. It's like,
I know. I laid one down. I feel like this may be appropriate to share. I mean, well, I know it's appropriate, but I was trying to find, I'm like, yeah. But so I have this poem, and it's called The Perfect Love Story. And I came across this because I had a friend, someone I knew, and she was just saying, you know, perfect love is a cliche, like there's no perfect love. And it really bothered me. Like, what does she mean there's no perfect love? Like, there is perfect love. So I wrote this poem, and it's called The Perfect Love Story. Because I wanted to share with her, there is a perfect love, and there is a perfect love story. Yes. And it says, the perfect love story is not a cliche. I live the perfect love story every day. It cannot be found in man or in vice. It can only be found in Jesus Christ. See, he died for me before I was born. He knew that in this world I would be scorned, shaken, abused, confused, and hurt, and even do my own dirt. So he came down from heaven to endure this world strife, and he willingly gave up his life. See, the only perfect love story can be found in him. Without his sacrifice, our life would be dim. None of us are perfect, from the dainty to the hags. The word says, on our best day, we are as filthy rags. The perfect love story, the love of Jesus Christ. Jesus over everything. Jesus for life. So I was trying to get her to understand that there is love, and you can find love in a relationship, but until you have that love for yourself, and until you find and know that God loves you regardless of anything that can happen, it's gonna be kind of hard to find that love. And you'll never find it. I created a shirt called The Perfect Love Story. It says Jesus, the perfect love story, and he has John 3:16. And a lot of the girls, I give it away as gifts to every woman. It's a woman size shirt. And God really did give me that and inspire me. Like, Jesus is the perfect love story. I love my husband to death, but guess what?
Yes.
I love God more than anything. And I always say I'm God's favorite. I say, oh no, I'm daddy's favorite. But he's the perfect love story. And when you have his love, everything else, it magnifies everything else and how you feel about anything in life. Anything can happen. It changed your whole perspective, because you're shining not from the outside in for people to see, but your light comes from the inside out, and no one can take that from you. No one can take what's inside of me. They didn't give me life. So I always know I'm loved. Always loved. Regardless. Who comes or goes.
It's amazing what the women are doing. I've seen in the last few years, when you watch television and think about it, women are so powerful, and God has blessed women. The ones that want to share the gift have the power of influence. If you have someone in your life, if you have a woman in your life, brothers out there that really truly loves you, you feel like you can do anything. If she's a woman of God and she prays for you and she supports you in what you're doing, you won't cheat. You won't look anywhere else, because you know what you have. And it's just so much nonsense going on because people are listening to what the enemy is putting out there instead of I don't mean to preach and stuff like that, but I just see so many things. And we as poets, that's kind of how we think. When we see certain situations, words just come to us. I dream in poetry sometimes.
Yeah. No, I had to say this. You really helped me. I wrote something now that you said, because I go to different poetry events and things like that. But every poem that I write always has a ending of help and support. And it always ends well, because why? God said all things are going to work together at the end. So I could never end. My poems always are going to end with hope. Because, and I'm like, that's what it is, God. That's why.
And the secret is that it's always in you, and you didn't. That's like me. When I would be writing poetry, I'd be writing, and it wasn't until I wrote a glob of poems, when I went back and started reading them, I'm like, wow. Every time, then it hit me. Every time I write a poem, no matter how dark it is, because I have some dark ones as well.
Yeah.
It always ends in light. And the reason why is because as a believer, we already have the victory. So no matter how dark it gets, it's like, okay, my life might not be where I want it to be. I might be suffering, people around me, my kids, my family, I've lost, I've this, I've that. But at the end of the day, when he comes, as you said in your poem, when he returns, all of this will be like I blink my eyes.
Yeah.
That's how quick it'll be compared to what's to come. And when you put it in that perspective, it'll make you behave differently. It'll have you act differently. It'll have you speak differently. When you know, man, if I say something, what can it do to somebody? Sometimes you stay quiet, or sometimes you'll give an encouraging word or something like that. I know that I'm not perfect. I'll slip up and things like that. But as long as you have it in your mind, you can always do better.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yes. This has been awesome, guys. This has been awesome.
Oh my God!
That's what happens when you vibe with positive folks. When you vibe with positive people of faith, this is what happens. The Holy Spirit comes.
Yes.
Without even knowing, you kind of know, you kind of doing something. Why is this flowing so nice? Why is it flowing? That's why.
Yep.
That's why.
I don't told you I get something to drink, right?
Mhm.
I don't even know what to do. If I need to drink something, write something, I don't know what I need. What I need to do on this episode here tonight. Because listen here, people.
That might be a
Mhm.
podcast.
Mhm.
I mean, come on for the no, do a podcast for the brothers and say, look, you guys, let me just share a few words with you, how you approach, how you speak to, how
Hello.
you treat, doing this and that. Because a lot of stuff out there, a friend of mine, a good friend, he's like my brother. He's an older single guy, and he wants to find love, and he's going
And
to
love is out
different,
there.
he's
You know,
going
it's
to the
there.
social media, and some of the stuff he be showing me, I'm like, gotta take
That-
my glasses off.
Forget social media. Love is out there. And whoever is for you will come to you.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's it. Because sometimes what happened, we search in places that we think that we should be searching. But that's not where God is saying the person
Right.
is.
And it's nice to meet a poet, a poetess that both of you, where your words are guided not by you, but with the premise of I know who I serve, and He's gifted me, and I'm going to share the gift. Even though it took years, it took Moses 40 years to get his act together, so it took you a few years. It ain't really a long time when you think about it.
Right.
Exactly.
When you think about it, it's not really a long time. So that's a good thing, and keep sharing. Keep sharing, keep sharing and keep in touch. That's the only thing because a lot of times we do these incredible get-togethers and interactions, and then it kind of fades away. Let's keep the fire burning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
I'm going to read one of mine because we're going to close out tonight. I mean, so sad that we have to close out this episode. Woo, so let me read one of my... and then we're going to close out this episode. So this one is called Still. And it's dedicated to those who feel that they cannot move forward. Life does not usually turn out the way we want it, but yet we still live. We do not usually give what we should, yet we still give. We do not get what we want, yet we accept things. We complain even about the amount of sleep we get, but yet we still sleep. We complain about the amount of money we do not have, yet we still spend. We call ourselves good people, but yet we still judge. We do not ask for things, so yes, we are still lacking. Nothing in life is the same from day to day.
That duality.
Yes. Yep.
Duality. I saw that. Just heard that duality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how we're going to close out this episode tonight. Just like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, you see what we have here tonight. Do not pass upon this opportunity. You heard the work, you've seen the artists who did the work. Go out there, support them, get the book. It is good when you have a book and you can read to your other person. There's nothing more sexy than that. It's very romantic when you can read to your person. Kayvonna is going to be doing that. It is very romantic. Let me tell you, it is very romantic when you sit down with your person and say, tonight I want to read to you. And you get turned down the lights a little bit so you can see, have a book light. And you read to your person. It's not the big dish you make and all of that fancy stuff. But when you read to your person, it makes a difference. It feeds them. It's a food that they will remember into all their tomorrow. So not because we are artists, not because we are authors, not because of that, but there's something about you reading to another person. So I encourage each and every one of you, if you are watching on live, if you will watch this and replay, read to your person. We did this as parents when we read to our children. Our parents read to us. So why, when we think we are adults, it should not continue? Let's continue the same momentum. Read to your person. And if you're trying to find that person, read to the atmosphere. Read and speak and feed your spirit and let that energy travel, and you will see how much that person come and merge it with you. Here at the Quest Inn, this is what we do. We share stories, we share books, we share work in progress, we celebrate each other. This is a space where you come with all of that. So we could build and create, but most of all, support each other. And that's what we are here for tonight. We build connection. After this, we build relationship, we build friendship. And that is how we support each other. So from my heart to your heart, my brother Nolan, my sister Queen, Kayvonna, I want to say thank you for showing up, not only for yourself, but for everybody else. And that is important. My heart speaks gratitude. My heart speaks humility when I welcome you two back into this space. This space belongs to each and every one of you. Now, whenever you are ready to come back, of course, the saying will be welcome back home, welcome back home. As we close out tonight, I leave it up to you to give one final word to the viewers. Nolan.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy your holiday and enjoy the people that are around you, the people that you may not see. Reach out to them. Let them know that you love them, that you care about, because you never know. We're losing so many people. So just embrace not just your family. Your family's one to embrace, but then just embrace and show people love. Show people that you don't even know. Show them what love looks like. Just say hello, smile at someone. You don't have to do anything major. Just do the little things just to show how love exudes out of you. Because when people look at us, who should they see?
Thank you.
I want to pretty much just echo what Nolan said. Merry Christmas. Love on everybody. Everybody's going through it's a lot going on right now, and just be kind, show grace, an extra scoop of grace, and just continue to, live in hope, live in God, and be the best version of you that He created you to be.
And I say nothing beside that. I say nothing. All I want to say is thank you, everyone. Thank you for showing up. Tonight, I send peace, love, joy, blessing to your home, to your family, to your community, to your space as we close out this episode of The Quested with your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Have yourself a wonderful festive season, and don't forget to be safe out there.
Yes.